The film starts and we see a wounded man tied to a chain in a dark room, in front of whom there was a camera. He also had an iron collar around his neck and he was crying. Then a man's voice echoes here, which tells him that you have won the game. It seems that this tied man was a part of a game show. Now the host tells him to play a last game. In the last game, there were 3 boxes in front of him, and he had to choose a box by shaking the thread. As soon as the man pulls the thread to choose a box, the box suddenly opens and a rifle comes out of it. And a bullet is fired from that rifle, and the man is killed here. After which the scene ends here, and we are shown 4 friends who had come to James's farmhouse for vacation. James was very rich, but he was a bossy man. But because he paid all the expenses of his friends also obeyed his orders. Despite this, no one was happy with his habit. When these 4 are playing games here, they suddenly hear strange noises outside the house. James goes to check. He finds a lot of cameras outside the house. When he picks one up and brings it home, everyone was confused about who would have installed these cameras. James says, "I don't know, but I'll check." Everyone forbids him to do this, and James gets angry after hearing the refusal. He orders everyone to listen to me carefully. "This time you are at my house and you will listen to me, and I will run this video." Hearing this, Melissa says, "We will not listen to you. You are our friend, not God. Just because of your money, you keep imposing a curse on us." Saying this, Melissa takes the recording from his hand and breaks it. James leaves screaming, and everyone goes to their rooms. And in the meantime, we see that a stranger sneaks into their house. Here we see Matthew, who was cleaning dust from the living room. In the meantime, we see a shadow behind him, which he himself could not notice. Anyway, after finishing his work, he goes to Anita's room to wake her up. He is shocked to see that Anita was not awake. Now he goes to Melissa's room and sees that she was also unconscious. Afraid, he calls James. Instead of James, another person suddenly appears behind him and an injection stabs him in the neck and makes him unconscious. After that, all 4 of them come to their senses at a strange place where they were tied to the wall with collars on their necks. At this time, a camera was installed in front of them in which the recording was running. All of them start trying to free themselves. And it is shown that a man was happy to see their recording from the dressing room, after which he runs out of the dressing room and comes in front of these 4. And we learn the name of this man, Barry, who was calling himself the host of this game. As soon as he comes, he presses a button, due to which the chains on their necks become tight and these 4 are forced to stand. After that, he starts the show in a very grand way. Curtains are removed from the front of the stage, and some mannequins are shown in front of us. Some puppets are shown, which were the audience here. From the speakers, there is a sound of applause and noise from the audience, after which Barry introduces these 4 to his audience. These 4 people were so surprised to hear that this man knew the smallest detail of their lives. He tells his fake audience that we will play rock, paper, scissors with our guests first. Hearing this, all 4 are confused, and Barry takes a commercial break and goes back to his dressing room. James tells the others, "I think this is a reality show." Anita tells him to be a fool. Reality show, people do not make you unconscious. Barry was looking for something in the dressing room. Then suddenly his hand gets cut. After bandaging quickly, he comes back to the stage, after which he tells the 4 to come closer quickly, and he starts playing rock, paper, scissors with them. First of all, Melissa takes her turn, and she chooses paper, after which Barry plays a game with Anita, so she also chooses paper, and he gets angry at Anita. Now you can't choose paper. You have to take something from rock, scissor, or shoot. Anita chooses shoot, after which Barry plays with the other 2 boys. And after the game is over, he comes to Melissa again and starts the punishment round. He takes out a card from his pocket and tells Melissa to open her mouth. As soon as she opens her mouth, he shoves the card beside Melissa's lips. There were razor blades attached to that card. After this, he comes to Matthew. Everyone was shocked to see what happened. They didn't even understand yet that Barry had smashed Matthew's head with a stone from the ground and crushed his head completely because Matthew chose rock. Because James chose scissor, that's why he cuts James's fingers with a sharp scissor. And finally, he comes in front of Anita and takes out a gun because Anita chose shoot. Here, Barry presses the trigger and Anita falls back. But it turns out that the gun didn't kill Anita. Only fire was coming out of that gun because this gun was a lighter. Anita actually fell back because Barry pulled her chain by pressing the button. When they realized that Anita didn't die, everyone breathes a sigh of relief. After that, Barry leaves from here, and after a while, he returns here with a new game. All these four beg Barry for their lives, but Barry doesn't listen and tells them about his game. He came with a wheel of pain. He says that this time you have to tell the bad things of your life, what you have done. He says that when you tell me these things, then I will decide whether you deserve to live or die. Everyone gets more nervous. James refuses to say anything. Then Barry starts torturing his private part. After that, James confesses that he caused an accident to an innocent person whose entire blame was taken by his dad. Barry took the blame on his head, but despite that, James didn't take that injured person to the hospital. Even that man died there. In simple words, he committed a murder. Barry keeps torturing James until James tells the name of that victim. After that, he goes to Anita and keeps a can on her neck. And torturing her, he asks, "What have you done?" Anita says that my mom is very sick. I didn't have money for her treatment, so I created an adult website, and because of that, I still regret it. After that, it's Matthew's turn. And Matthew says that he does online scams to earn money, and he has even looted his friends. When it's Melissa's turn, she says that she works for a dog shelter, and whenever she needs money, then she sends those innocent dogs for dog fights. And for this work, she gets good money. After hearing all this, Barry makes up Melissa's mind and asks her to turn the wheel. Through the wheel, she got the first task that she has to guess 4 places by looking at the camera. She guessed 2 places correctly, and whenever she presses the button to take the next picture, then she notices that something like a needle is coming close to her eyes. She can't guess the 3rd place properly, so Barry asks her to take one more chance. And as soon as she presses the button, a needle comes out of the camera and goes inside her eyes, which causes her a lot of pain. So much pain that she can't even bear it. After seeing Melissa's condition, everyone refused to turn the wheel. That's why James himself turns the wheel for everyone. He tells Anita that you will drill in Matthew's ear. Anita refuses to do this while crying, but Barry tells her that if she doesn't do it, then he will drill both you and James. Even though she doesn't want to, she has to do this. And she drills in Matthew's ear, because of which Matthew feels a lot of pain. As soon as she did this, the drill falls out of her hand. Seeing this, Barry gets angry at her and says that you broke the rule. You threw this drill before the camera turned off. You didn't do it right. Saying this, he takes out the recording from the camera and writes Matthew on it. After a while, he comes and starts a new game. Its name was Wild Card. He says that I have asked a question from 100 people in the audience. Which part of the human body hurts the most? You have to guess the answers I have. Matthew says in the head. Melissa says in the knees. Anita says in the stomach. James doesn't answer. He was trying to free himself from these chains. And Barry smiles and takes off his mask and gives the answer in his place. That in the neck. After this, Barry takes out his answers in which head, muscles, feet, and stomach were all coming. But the knees were not coming because Melissa did not say her answer correctly. Because of this, she lost. She did not guess correctly. Because of this, her chains pull her back, and Barry turns on a hydraulic press here, under which a sharp metal was attached. This metal tears Melissa apart and kills her. Melissa starts screaming to save herself, and for a minute Barry pauses this mechanism and says to everyone, "Should someone take Melissa's place to save her?" No one is ready. After that, Barry turns on his mechanism, and this tool falls on Melissa's head. Her brain and her whole body is crushed, and she is killed. As soon as she dies, the lights here start flickering. Barry takes out his tape from the camera as usual, and then laughing, drags Melissa's body from here, and her blood leaves a mark here. After this, Barry goes to the dressing room, takes out his face mask, and puts a cut on his face. There were many more cuts on his face which showed that Barry did not kill a person for the first time. He used to cut himself after killing any person. After a while, Barry comes back to the stage with a TV on which he was torturing a girl named Rebecca, just like these people. After this, Barry comes to Anita and takes off his face mask. James says to Anita, "I have seen this man somewhere." And here Matthew replies to James that this is Barry Miller, who used to run a real game show, and Anita used to work for him. James screams, "It means we are here because of you. After all, what did you do?" She starts telling her story, and the story goes to the past. Anita and all her colleagues knew that there was a case of assault on Barry Miller, but despite that, Barry was partying. Anita's friends tell her, "Look, this is what happens with big people." The media hid it so that their channel's reputation and the reputation of the show does not go down, and the people who were assaulted were given a lot of money. Sitting there, Anita's colleague Rebecca gives her a joke. "If Barry is like this, if you want, you can also trap him. The company or channel will not let him talk, and you will get so much money that your mother's surgery will be done." But Anita did not want to do this because she knew that her promotion would be done soon. Rebecca says, "You have just come. What promotion now?" In the meantime, Barry comes to Anita with a cake because he knew today is Anita's birthday. Seeing this, Anita becomes very happy, and Barry, in a normal, friendly way, puts his hand on Anita's shoulder, and Rebecca makes a joke of it. What is this way to touch women? Although Barry had not done anything like this awkward moment remains for Anita, and just by blowing this small thing out of proportion, Rebecca and her other colleague convince Anita to complain against Barry in HR. According to their plan, the channel and the game show do not let a single allegation come on Barry, and Anita gets a lot of money. In the present, as soon as Anita tells this truth to her friends, that's when Barry comes here and tells James, "Your fault is Anita, so kill Anita and leave us all." James says, "My dad is a very rich man and also in power. If you want, he has so much money that he will establish a new game show for you. Your reputation will also improve. Just leave my life in return." First of all, Barry pretends to get very serious about this idea, but then it turns out that Barry was just pretending to be serious. When Barry does not listen to him, James breaks his chain in anger, and he attacks Barry with it, and Barry presses a button to stop him, due to which the three of them feel extreme pain because of the collar worn on their necks. The three of them faint. When they regain consciousness, both the boys were on beds, and they had a strange wound on their stomachs while Anita was free in front of them, but she was in a closed room. Here, Barry tells Anita through the mic, "The key to the room in front is in their stomachs. If you want, you can cut someone's stomach and get the key, and you can reach me by winning this game." When Anita refuses to do this, Barry tells her these two will die of hunger here. "It is better that you kill one." Anita stands there confused. Then James tells her, "Don't kill me. You get the key from Matthew's stomach. I promise you that I will give you half of my wealth." Listening to this, Anita turns towards Matthew, but the next moment she feels pity, and she quickly comes to James and cuts his stomach. James screams in pain, and finally James is killed. Anita takes out the key from James's stomach, and when she tries to open the door, she finds out that this was another big prank. This door was not supposed to be opened with a key. It had a magnetic lock. Barry just wanted to get a murder from Anita. Then Barry releases Matthew and tells Matthew through the speaker, "You go and kill Anita. This way you will become the winner, because there will be only one winner of this game." Saying this without thinking, Matthew picks up the knife and walks towards Anita. Anita was very scared because every passing second Matthew was coming closer to her. He had a knife in his hand, but he was not coming to kill Anita. He kisses Anita, confesses his love to her, and says, "I always loved you a lot. If life was normal, I would have married you. But now for my love, I can only do this, that I can make you win this game." Saying this, he stabs himself with a knife and kills himself. And after that, a strange gas spreads inside the room, because of which Anita also becomes unconscious. When she regains consciousness, both the dead bodies had disappeared, and now the front door of the room was also open. She enters the dressing room. She sees the tapes of all the victims here. She secretly picks up the razor card from the dressing room with which she had injured Melissa. After that, she goes to the bathroom and washes her body, and then leaves the bathroom and goes to a room. This was definitely Barry's room, where there was also a family picture of Barry. After seeing this room, she comes out. She sees another room from the corridor where Barry was sitting at that time. Barry tells her, "Let's play the last game." Anita goes there, and Barry puts 3 boxes in front of her, from which Anita had to choose a box. Afraid, she chooses a box. Then a cake comes out of it. At this time, Anita was looking at Barry. She says to Barry, "You were not like this before?" Barry replies, "I am not Barry Miller. You killed that Barry Miller. I am just Barry, the host of this deadly game show." Barry comes to Anita and starts singing her birthday song, and as soon as Anita gets a chance, she cuts Barry's face and runs away from here. Finally, she comes out of this strange place. She was so happy as if her life was saved. But this happiness was only for a few minutes because in the meantime, Barry comes from behind and turns on his remote control. He activates Anita's collar and makes her unconscious. Barry says, "Every scar on my face was a sign of death, and you made a sign of your own death, so now you have to die in any case." Pulling the chain, he brings Anita inside the room. Then he presses Anita's face and throws it inside the cake. Anita was afraid that something would happen inside this cake, but this was a normal cake. After doing this, Barry says to Anita, "You are free. You can go from here because you have won the game." Happily, Anita runs away from here, but after running a few steps, she starts to have severe pain. Her whole face turns red and her eyes are about to burst. She has such severe pain that in this pain she can survive only for a while and dies in agony. After which, at the end, we are shown footage of Barry's new show in which he had called the producer of his old game show, and he was torturing him. At Barry's behest, the producer confesses his crime, that all the people he assaulted in his office, it was the producer's hand behind it, and he blamed Barry, because of which Barry's career was ruined, and today Barry took revenge for this. At the start of the movie, the boy Barry killed was also Anita's colleague, who along with Rebecca instigated Anita against Barry so that Anita could get money from the company, and in the end, the person who assaulted was the real culprit, but he blamed Barry for his mistakes. The footage of Rebecca which he showed to all the players was Anita's colleague. Barry also wanted to take revenge from her, that's why Barry tortured her, and because Anita also falsely blamed him, he tortured her to take revenge. He killed Anita's friends to teach Anita a lesson so that before dying, Anita could feel how it feels when everything is gone. After killing everyone, his revenge ends, and with this, the story ends here. Thanks for watching. See you soon with the next video. Take care.